a little bit different for my channel. If you watched a recent video I did, I will have it linked up above here, which was my unpopular luxury opinions. One of the things I mentioned was that I felt like Louis Vuitton has started inching its way closer and closer to being a fast fashion luxury house. Now, obviously, when we think of fast fashion, we think of, very economically priced, that sort of thing. And clearly Louis Vuitton is not economically priced. And, while I might have been a little tongue-in-cheek when I said that, I really am struggling with the amount of new items that Louis Vuitton comes out with practically on a daily basis, it seems like. Follow FoxyLV on her Instagram channel, and I will have her IG account linked below. She does a fantastic job of keeping all of the Louis Vuitton lovers out there up to date on the upcoming and current releases from Louis Vuitton. And it is pretty much nonstop on her Instagram, which, like I said, is amazing. She does an incredible job and has incredible knowledge of the brand and, amazing contacts that she gets this information from. And so if you are a Louis Vuitton lover, if you're not following FoxyLV on Instagram, that is a must follow account. So what I did is over the past probably 6 weeks or so, I have been screenshotting items from Foxy's Instagram account. So please know almost all of these photos are credited to her. And I wanted to do this video. And I think, as I said in the unpopular opinion, I was gonna do it, and then more items came out, and I was gonna film the video, and then more items came out. And it was just like, I finally said to myself, Lisa, you need to put a stake in the ground and film the dang video, because otherwise you'll never film it, because they just keep coming out with new things. So maybe we'll make this kind of a recurring series. But anyway, what I am doing is I am using this tier maker app, and it's pretty fun to use. If you've never seen, there are some other creators out there who use apps like this. And so I'm going to share. So if you see me kind of looking down, it's because I'm looking at my iPad so I can move these things. But I will kind of move myself into the corner here, and then you will see my screen that I am recording, and we'll go through these items one by one. I think there's 30 items. Honestly, this isn't even everything. I didn't screenshot everything, and some of the stuff that I did screenshot, I'm like, okay, well, we'll skip that one. But because we would be here for an hour and a half, honestly. So let's look at these items that I screenshot. Most of them are handbags. I did throw one pair of shoes, boots in there because, spoiler alert, it's a no for me. But anyway, so let's go through the tiers, how I describe them, and we'll break it down from here. Before we get started, if you're new here, my name is Lisa, and I love to do videos on luxury handbags, shoes, ready to wear. I like to do some styling videos, and I do those things from the standpoint of somebody who is in the middle of her life, as well as someone who is mid-size. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, I would love it if you would join us here. We have a great group of people that interact in the comments, so just hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. So before we get started on actually, ranking these various items, which just FYI are completely randomly put into the bottom here, so I didn't put them in any particular order, it's just how the app ordered them for me. But let's go through the categories, just so we're all on the same page. So the first category at the top is take all my money, which to me is basically, I love this item, I would 100% buy this item, take my credit card, swipe it, tap it, chip it, whatever you need to do, I want that bag, okay? Or that item. The second category is worth looking at. And by that I mean, I have some interest in it. I think it looks really nice. And I would definitely want to go into the boutique, check it out, and maybe it might go home with me. The third category is pre-loved only. So those are items that, I think they're good. I think they have redeeming qualities to them, but probably not at the retail price. That's something that maybe I would get down the line at a pre-loved, lower than retail price if I was still interested. The fourth category is meh. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. It's just meh. And the last category also I think is very self-explanatory. Run away. Or if you've watched Poltergeist, look away from the light. Like don't just no. It's a hard no from me. So that's what that last category is. So the first item is this pair of boots. And I know that it says timeout sneaker on that you can see here, but it was like a whole carousel, and that I think was the first item, which was equally as ugly, just FYI. This I thought was really one of the ugliest. So anyway, this is, it's like a preschooler decided to do a little DIY project on your like boots, and it's got this little dangling, like, those are like the little chains that you have like on like that like loop like your like luggage tag to your luggage. You know what I'm talking about? Those little brass things. I'll throw a picture up here. I don't know if I can throw a picture up here while I'm doing this, but anyway, yeah, I think you can probably all guess where this one's going to go. An away category. All right, the next item is one of those that we saw walk the runway when they did those like enormous, giant, blown up versions of some of their, you know, I don't want to even say accessory. I mean, some were accessories, some like were the SLG, the one, you know, they did the, like the key clay in a blown up giant clutch thing that they were holding. This is the Keybell XL strap bag. It's going to be $2,640, and that's a hell of a lot of vachetta. How do I feel about this? So this actually just recently came out. What do I think? Do I think it's a run away? No. Do I think it's novelty? Yes. So, you know, I don't know that I think it's meh. I think for me, like I said, I think it has some uniqueness to it. So I don't necessarily think that it's meh. I think for me, this would be a pre-loved only item. The next item, there are a lot of these nanogram bags that you're going to see as we go through here. And this one is the Neo Noe BB. It is $2,980. And this one to me, I like the Neo Noe. So this is not not one that I dislike the style of. However, for this one is going to be a meh to me. It doesn't really speak to me. I don't think it's horrendous. I wouldn't say run away, but I probably wouldn't even purchase it pre-loved. So that's where that one's going to go. All right, the next item is it's a new style called the Morel. And this is the MM size. So it's apparently a top handle bag. This looks like it's in epi leather, and it's got, you know, the LV logo on that front little pocket with this sort of little pouch, little zip pouch thing that's like tucked sort of like a kangaroo pocket into that pocket with a chain, which I don't know about you, but anytime I see chains like that kind of on this, it reminds me of like those guys that you see that walk around with their wallet attached to a chain in their jeans. It's just not a good look to me. So it's $3,100. Yeah, it's a pretty color. I'm sure it's nice. Honestly though, that chain thing is really killing it for me. So I don't think it earns run away status, but for me, again, this is gonna be meh. I wouldn't buy this on the pre-loved market either. All right, here is another one of those nanogram. Now this is in the Speedy 20, which is a style that I really like. It's in this hot pink. It comes in a lot of different colors. This one I think is interesting. I don't know how I really feel about the nanogram pattern. It sort of reminds me of like Min something, where the LVs were like these tiny little print. So it was like monogram, but it was itty bitty little. And in some colors, it kind of looks like ants crawling all over the item. In this particular one, I don't think so. This one I'm gonna put in the worth looking at. I would kind of like to see this bag in person, and it intrigues me a little bit. All right, the next item is the Lock Me Tender. I'm not sure that this has come out yet. You can see I screenshotted this on December 26th, so that's how long I've been going through this exercise. I don't know that I love the two-tone, and I'm not sure if that strap is like two different straps, like they're showing that there's a chain strap and there's like a wide shoulder or crossbody strap. I'm not sure we can tell. I like the style. I think it's a nice, like bag as far as like the size of it and, probably how functional it is. For me, I think this was gonna go in the pre-loved only. I'm not that intrigued by it that I would want to go look at it, but I might be interested in it depending on how the reviews are or whatever. Might want to see it pre-loved. Next item is the relaunch of the Eclipse bag, and the difference here between the vintage version and this one, to my understanding, is that it has this front zip pocket, which is nice, a little more functional to use as opposed to having to go into the entire bag. So I really like this item. Is it an immediate take my credit card? No, but I would be interested in seeing this particular style in the boutique. So that's where we're going to put this, worth looking at. The next item is it's a keep all in this, bright neon green, which is, all the rage right now. This sort of acid green is everywhere, and it's got the bright blue. Not my style. This is part of the men's collection for spring summer 2023. It just launched in the middle of February. I have not seen it in person. Would I buy this even pre-loved? Probably not, but it's not run away, so let's go with meh to me. The next item is the twist one handle. Now, here's my thing with this. So it's $44.50, which, to be honest with you, I think is a lot of money. I think LV is getting a little up there in their leather bags. I think the Croissant, or however you pronounce it, is ridiculously priced. I think the Capucines, honestly, is higher price than it needs to be, although I know it's sort of their flagship, leather piece. So I like this bag. Despite the price, I like the bag. My only issue with it is this handle. It looks like it got truncated, like somebody chopped it. And I guess I understand that maybe it needs to be that way because otherwise it would run into the little D-rings that are on each side of the handle that I'm assuming that the strap goes onto. But I wish that they had continued the whole handle to the base of it and then maybe put the D-ring like on an angle, kind of like how they do with the Kelly bags. So I think I'll put it in pre-loved only. I don't think it's worth the price, so I don't even know that I necessarily want to look at it, but for a pre-loved price, if it's $44.50 now, if you get it for $3,000, something like that, then I might be interested. The next item is a new Capucines, and they have come out with this like multicolored chain. And it comes in different colors, I'm not showing you them all here. I think it's interesting. I sort of feel like those look like those kids, like links that you would put together in those games. So to me, this is honestly gonna go in the meh category. All right. The next item is this Pop My Heart pouch dragon fruit in the dragon fruit color. Now, my understanding, I think that this is a tiny, tiny little bag. I don't know what it would carry. I don't remember what the price is, but To me, this is meh. I'm not really into hearts. I think they're kind of childish. I think this one especially looks pretty childish. I wouldn't say run away, but for me, it's just meh. The next one is a Nano Speedy in this, I don't know if this is the empreinte leather or if this is like that new like fashion leather that they're kind of using, but I really like this cream. I think that the pink contrast is really, really pretty. This would definitely be one that I would take a look at in boutique. So we're gonna move worth looking at. The next item is also, I believe, from the men's spring summer collection. Yeah, this bag, I don't have any words, really. It's incredibly busy. I don't like backpacks to begin with, so this one is pretty easy for me. It's going into the runaway category. This next bag is called the On My Side. This is in the PM side. I'm not gonna put this in the runaway category, but I feel like this bag is a complete miss. I do not like that like oversized, blown out whip stitching that they have going on the outside. I don't know if that's a pocket or I don't know what that is. Decorative. If it's just decorative, I think it's honestly ugly. I can't even tell what, I think it's Mahina leather on the outside, that like perforated leather. I don't know what the leather is in like on the rest of it. Yeah, it's not a runaway, but for me, this bag is definitely meh. Next is the Wallet On chain in the ivy color, I guess, although this doesn't look ivy to me, but I really, really like this bag. I would need to see it in person, so it's not gonna go in the take my money, but I would definitely wanna see this one in person because I think it could be a really good everyday bag and something that could be really useful in my collection. All right, here we go. This is called the Hold Me bag. Now, I don't particularly like this quilting that they did. It's almost like they took kind of the quilting from Saint Laurent and put it on a, honestly, it looks kind of like a Kate Spade bag to me. I know that's bad. I mean, in general, it's a nice looking bag, okay? I mean, it's clean, you know, you've got just the big gold logo, which doesn't offend me. It's a meh for me. I just think it looks a little cheap and a little uninspired, to be honest with you. All right, the next, again, I believe is from the Spring Summer Men's collection. This was also launching in February. It's called the Tiagarama, I don't know, in the Miami green. You know, I think Amber Ashley has this particular style bag or something very similar to it that she bought from the men's collection. And I think it's a pretty functional bag. I think, you know, especially for a guy, I think it's very gender neutral, so anybody could carry it. I'm gonna put this one in the pre-loved only. I kind of like the color, but you know, it definitely wouldn't be something that I would rush out to buy or buy at retail. The next one is the On The Go PM. Now, you may be saying, Lisa, the On The Go PM has been around for a while. Yes, it has, but this is the first time they've come out with it in the monogram. And I am all here for it. I have tried on the PM size in boutique and really, really like it. I think it's a magnificent like size. It's very akin to the Marc Jacobs mini tote size, so it carries a ton. I mean, you know, you're not going to get the kitchen sink in it, but you'll get like 3/4 of the kitchen sink in it. And I don't know that I love the strap so much. I wish maybe they had done that in maybe like a darker tone, but overall I like it. And this one I think is going to be the first one to take all my money. All right, the next one is the Tilsit monogram. Now this is an interesting bag. I think sort of that bell shape is kind of interesting. I'm a little intrigued by this. It's sort of like they took the reverse pochette Matisse and like cut off the corners sort of and made it more of that semicircle shaped bottom. I'm kind of intrigued by this bag. I would like to see it. I don't think I would say take my money right now, but I would definitely like to see this in store. All right, here is a Capucine bag. Now, to me, this handle reminds me of that handle that they did at Chanel, which again, looks like something that your preschooler made in class and gave it to you as a gift. I hate those things. Those look like those like colored spaghetti. Like I said, if you have a preschooler or you had a preschooler and they made those, they would like color, they would dye like spaghetti, like mostaccioli or penne noodles, and then they would string them on like yarn and make you like a necklace or whatever. This is what this reminds me of. So for me, it's not run away, but it's gonna go in the meh. I wouldn't even buy this pre-loved. Okay, here's another one of those like bubblegram, I think is what they're calling it. Now, I like the color. I will give it that for the color. I just don't like this bubblegram thing. So for me, it's not a run away, but it's gonna go in the meh. We have a lot in the meh category here, don't we? All right, a whole bunch of these are coming up, it looks like, from the men's collection. I don't remember what this collection was part of, but I'm gonna be honest with you, none of these like float my boat. This one in particular is called the Vertical Clutch Box. It looks kind of like a lunchbox to me. It's also gonna go in the meh category. This next one is also a vertical lunchbox and has this strange face shape on it. I think this is really interesting. I think that if you really like eclectic pieces, you want a conversation starter, you want people to stop you on the street and be like, wow, that's really interesting. I think it's great for that. So for this one, I do think it's pretty cool. So would I pay retail for it? No. So we're gonna move this one to pre-loved only. This next one, I don't like as much as the other one. Maybe it's the coloring. It looks a little camo to me, which maybe that's the point. I don't know. This one though is gonna go with the other one in the meh category. Now, this is called, I do believe this is correct, this is the LV Biker Messenger bag for 3,600. This was Euro at the time, so I don't know what it is. It dropped, I guess, on the 2nd of February or dropped in February 16th, something like that. And it has this like water bottle, I guess. Yeah, it's a pretty hard no for me, so we're gonna go into the runaway category. The next is I think this one is the LV Future Trunk. It's not for me. I don't particularly like, it looks like a case you would have for tools, in my opinion. I don't particularly like that pattern. Again, it looks sort of like hard plastic to me. It's again gonna be a runaway. Now, This is the cosmetic pouch in GM. So as we know, they discontinued some of their favorite pieces, favorite SLGs. As we know, they discontinued the toiletry pouches and then they reintroduced them, you know, sort of reimagined. Well, we've done this now with the cosmetic pouches. And this to me looks like Dopey from Snow White and his ears and his hat falling. It looks like they took it and then like melted the sides. I don't understand the point of those because I don't think they maybe they come out as like wings. I don't know. I think they absolutely ruined this piece. It was a fabulous piece before they reimagined it. This one's going in the runaway. They ruined this piece for me. This is the S Luck XL in black. It is $3,950 and it also just was released. This looks like a bag that has acne to me. It's all wrong. It's just all wrong in my opinion. So this one is going in the runaway. Here's another bubblegram one. You know, I like the color. I'm not particularly a fan of, like I said, of the bubblegram, but I like the color. You know, it's probably more than meh for me. So, you know, I might look at this one on the pre-loved market. You know, depending on the price, I think it could go into there. The next one is this monogram clutch. Now, this sort of looks like it took the, was it called the Tivoli bag that was sort of, had that kind of pleating in it, and they stuck like a hard piece of like part of the trunk on the top, and you got one of these sort of retro or vintage style clasps. I mean, it's an S-Lock clasp, but it mimics more of like what they did on some of the Murakami collection bags, sort of like back in the early 2000s when they had like that really chunky hardware. And then you've got this top handle and the chain. $35, $50, don't think it's worth the price. I don't even think I would consider it pre-loved. I don't think it's runaway, but for me, it's just meh. And this one. So this is the Dauphine bag, and again in the nanogram in the black. Now this for me is where this pattern looks like ants running across a bag. It just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like it. For me, this isn't even meh. This one I would run away from. All right, so I just added a couple more to the Tier Maker app because these just recently came out and I definitely wanted to include them because I have already looked at both of these bags, and so they are absolutely at a minimum worth looking at. So these are from the new, I think they're calling it the Nautical Collection. It's very reminiscent of, I believe it was called the Tahitian collection that they came out with in 2017, and it is on the Damier Azur print, and then they screen printed these, you know, the different patterns on them. So this one, like I said, is very nautical. It's got kind of the chains and the ropes, and it's in the rose ballerine, which is beautiful, and they have a really pretty interior. It's not just plain. It's specific to this collection. So I did try on both of these, which you'll see in an upcoming vlog. I did try on both the Speedy 25 and the Alma BB in this. That's what that one looks like. And so I am extremely intrigued by both of these items. So these are both going to go into the take all my money category because I am highly considering both of these bags. I just can't decide between the two. So if you have an opinion on which one you think I should get, let me know in the comments below. So there you have it, my take on the recent, for the last, you know, I would say 2-ish months of the upcoming and or already released Louis Vuitton items. Like I said, this was only a fraction of what has been released or is going to be released in the next, month or so from Louis Vuitton. It's a lot, you guys. I mean, I'm gonna stick by my point that I do think that Louis Vuitton has become a little bit like fast fashion, albeit certainly not at the fast fashion price. So, leave some comments below. Let me know, were any of these bags or items that I showed here today, were any of those on your take all your money? I would love to know what those are, and what are some of the ones that you would have run away from. So drop a comment below and let me know. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And again, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We would love to have you back here. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.